Hello, and welcome to Gut Reactions with myself, Lance Dinanto Nielsen, co-founder of the Outcast Creative. This is a bit of an impromptu stream. We're doing very much at the last minute. We just tried to do it once before, and we actually accidentally streamed to Facebook instead of YouTube. I'm bringing on my fellow guest director, indie film director Oliver Hollingdale, who
Well,
is
good
the
morning.
man. Good morning. It is good morning, actually. The man who's into all things fantasy, and by that I mean the fantasy genre, dragons and so on, not like other fantasies. Well,
Oh
I mean,
God,
we could talk about that, but that's a whole separate
well, it's
stream.
past watershed, so yeah, can we talk about it?
We can, because it is past watershed. Now, there's a Dungeons and Dragons trailer that I've not seen. Um, I feel like I don't want to put it up because I don't want to get flagged for copyright. But let's just talk about D&D for a second. Have you ever played a game of Dungeons and Dragons, Ollie?
I have done. I think, yeah, I have done. And it was
Did
good.
you did you
Yeah,
have a +10 sword? Because I mean, if you can't have played D&D if you didn't somehow acquire a +10 sword at some point.
um, I I played with a group of people. Dungeons and Dragons. We did it for a good couple months, but yeah, I was just with the kind of wrong people. I was way too imaginative and really got into sort of the role playing of it. They just couldn't gel with it. They just, yeah, it was, yeah, they were just kind of slowing me down. But my first ever um, introductions to D&D, which I didn't realize till years later when I played D&D, and I thought, oh my God, that's actually part of it. There was a PC game called Baldur's Gate.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that's part of the whole D&D mythos. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had it on
yeah,
the PC
yeah.
and I played through all of it and everything, and I thought it was absolutely amazing. It was so good. Love all the characters and storyline and everything. And then, yeah, years later, when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, when about the map and everything, they were mentioning names. I was like, wait, hang on, is this a part of it? Just clicked there and then. So that's kind of my, yeah, that's kind of my sort of introduction into sort of Dungeons and Dragons.
I played Dungeons and Dragons basic D&D and then advanced D&D with a group of friends. I think it was in the 80s. And one of the things I do remember is there was a kid called Adrian. I don't want to say his surname. And we were kind of, the standard thing was you had a games master and you had a group of players, 3, 4 players, and the games master would guide them through an adventure. And you'd have your character sheet and you'd gain things and your skills would go up. So we would do a game, and then this kid Adrian would sort of come back and say, "Oh, by the way, guys, I've DM'd myself on an adventure, and now my skills are all amazing, and I've just got now I've got a +10 sword, and I've got this." He had a character called something like Saber-Tooth Tiger, or I don't know, can't remember. Gave himself all these fucking amazing skills. And we were like sitting there looking at each other going, someone's got to call bullshit on this. Like, how can you DM yourself in a dungeon, man? What the fuck is this? So I was like, seriously, it's kind of funny when nerds cheat on themselves. But
Yeah, that's no fun though. That's no fun if someone,
it's no.
no,
So
you'd like to say, yeah.
I was always the games master. I kind of like guiding the players through the adventures. And if anybody wants to watch my lone wolf, I think we did an industry interview with one of the creators of the Lone Wolf books. Somebody that's bringing it back, August Han, who's helping bring it back. It was a really good turn by numbers games book of the day. But I created my own campaign. And I found the booklet for the maps of that campaign, and I put them up on screens for people to
Oh,
see.
nice.
Brought
No,
back
it's great. It's great for imagination, and as you said, yeah, it's so cool.
brought back some long forgotten memories. Corey Cochran is actually tuning in. Corey, it's late, but we're staying up late. It's fine, and we're talking D&D, and we're just about to talk about the trailer, mate. Share the link because we're up against the critical drinker here. Who's got about 9,000 people watching his stream right
Oh
now.
my God, yes.
Which by the way, I was modding as I was doing a script read for our show at the same time. Who says men can't multitask? So, Corey, you're very welcome to the stream, mate. By the way, thank you very much for tuning in. So that's all right. Let's talk about this D&D trailer. I mean, I played the Dragonlance campaign, which was also turned into a series of novels, but it was a series of D&D modules first. I think there's a lot of people out there that would love to see that. They would love to see that made into a movie. Okay, this is funny. Corey's just left the Critical Drinker stream and come to watch ours. So we have pillaged.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Will. We've pillaged one person from you, but it's kind of nice he's come and watched us. We got 2 people now. It's spawning. Yeah, so the Dragonlance campaign was a big thing in D&D in the 80s and 90s. Then it became these series of books. It was like a Lord of the Rings trilogy series of books. They made a D&D movie. You talked about this earlier. They made a D&D movie in the year 2000, the one with Jeremy Irons.
Yes, and it had Marlon Wayans as one of the characters, like the kind of like the bumbling fool.
He was like sort of like a black elf thief, wasn't he?
Something like that, yeah, something like that. But all I remember seeing that film from Blockbuster. All I remember was seeing some shaved head dude with blue lipstick and some like weird snake shit coming out of his ears. Dude, that's all I remember seeing on the front or on the back of the cover, thinking this looks weird. I have to see it. And
dude, it's just come back to me. This is the guy you're talking about.
That's the guy. And it comes out, if I remember, it comes out of his ears and then it goes into the other person's ears or something. I was like, I have no idea what he's doing. But
that's the actor that was in like Passenger 57 or something with Wesley Snipes. I forget his name now, but he's a decent actor, but he's like a B-movie actor and he plays a lot of villains. I saw this film at the cinema, the Dungeons and Dragons 2000. It was pretty bad, but the effects for the dragons were quite good for the time, from what I remember.
What was interesting is came out 2000, and a year later, Lord of the Rings came out, The Fellowship, 2001, and both those movies were by New Line Cinema. So I think you can see where most of the budget went.
Guys, this is what you're talking about. This thing, I don't.
Yeah, that's it, the blue lipstick. Yeah, and they fucking.
I remember the blue lipstick.
Earworms.
I remember the blue lipstick, but I don't remember this kind of.
Yeah, they had like the hentai earworm things that came out and like penetrated people. It's weird.
That's quite sort of manga, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit weird. And
okay, so for those people watching, I'm gonna watch I haven't seen the D&D trailer. Corey, if you haven't seen it, I think let's drop the link in the chat now, because dude, you can experience the pain the same time as me.
I've already experienced the pain.
Okay, so that's the D&D trailer. I'll just put it in the chat there.
Yeah.
And the opening shot looks like it's my dad on his yacht. By the way, my dad, when I say yacht, he had like a really tiny sailboat, not like a Cannes party yacht.
Cue the classic modern trailer music sound.
All right. Well, look, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to share it because guys, you can go and see it if you want to see it. But so let me stop that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to watch it, and then we'll see. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it afterwards, and we might do some pause.
Oh my god,
might do some. Really, is it that bad? Can't be that bad.
Oh my god, for me, I was watching it thinking, oh my god, I'd rather shove my fingers into my tear ducts and spoon it and pushing out from my nostrils. It just looks so crap. And the thing is, though, there's so much like CGI and like stuff gone into it, and it looks like a mixture of King Arthur, Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, mix of the 2000s Dungeons and Dragons, and then kind of has like the Wheel of Time sort of rehash VFX slapped into it somewhere. So
I mean this image here, this looks like the Game of Thrones, like what's it called, King's Landing to me.
It's like they're literally rinse and repeating the same VFX models. It's like they've got like a library somewhere and they just do like an auto generate and go, yeah, that'll do, slap it in the background.
All right, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dash for a wee real quick, and then I know, right? If only I had an assistant. And then I'm going to watch this, and we'll see what we think.
Well, just running back and forth, just cupping it in their hands, like.
I'm the fastest wee in the West. It's going to be very fast. All right, I'll be right back.
Urethra the eye of a horse, have you? Oh my days! Yeah, this. I don't know what's. I don't know what's going on with fantasy movies these days, guys. Whoever's watching at the moment, I can't see how many people are watching, but I don't know what's happening. It's just, they just feels like they're just getting these incompetent people to make these sort of movies. I just don't think. I don't know. It's just, oh, they're just picking people that they don't really care, who don't care about it, and they just say, right, we just need to smash this out in like a year and get it out there. And it just seems like to be the thing, rinse and repeat, chucking it out there. Same with Star Wars and Harry Potter and all this stuff. They're just churning it out like it's.
All right, I'm back. I told you it'd be fast. Thank you for the 2 people that are still watching that you're here. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna look at this trailer now. I'm gonna take it off, but guys, the link's there. So if you want to put yourself through the pain at the same time as me, do that. I'm gonna mute myself. Let me have a look at this and let's see. Corey's already got a comment. Corey, we're gonna come back to you. Hold on a sec. By the way, I'm gonna go full screen on this.
Yeah, you got to. His face. Oh my god. I'm really keen to see. Yeah, there's the crappy music coming into it. It's just, oh god, these trailers with their shit modern music. Oh no, maybe Lance loves it. Oh dear. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just couldn't. I don't think I could watch that trailer again. He's like going, what the fuck? What is this? Just big, what the fuck, Jess? What is this crap? So many WTF moments there. Mine's more face palming. Oh, there's a bit of a face palm, just like, oh god. It looks like he looks defeated. He looks defeated. Like, what did his eyes just witness? Oh shit! There we go. He's gonna go in a second to get some bleach to kind of wash his eyes out.
Guys, I have so many questions.
Initial thoughts. Straight away.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Exactly.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons meets The Thing put into a blender and then see what happens. Man, that's okay. We're gonna have to do like a kind of EFAT this motherfucker because
it looks like the same from the 2000 one, but with just modern, updated VFX.
I would agree with that overall assessment. Actually, by the way,
it's got Chris Pine. Looks like the same young lad with the short kind of, the window hair cut. It just looks like just the same thing, but they just modernized it with updated VFX. It just looks just as shit.
All right, let's this is on one.
And there's not going to be any good story there. It's just going to be like, oh look, that's from the game. Oh look, that's from the game. Oh my god, they mentioned The Thing. Oh my god, that creature's in it. It's just going to be just full of like, where's Wally shit that people are just going to.
Cheers from Canada. Our RNTNZ is a great supporter of the channel, by the way. Enjoy your channel heaps. Cheers, Lance and the team. Bless you, mate. That's very kind. Can't wait to see how they do draw. Yeah, I think I kind of get what you. And as a norm, even I think it looks bad. I don't know what normal is, dude, but that's definitely not
Just
me.
as a
Um,
average cinema goer,
yeah, okay,
just
cool.
I just think that's kind of what I
I mean,
gather. But
I'm not as hypercritical as some of these things as, let's say, Gary from Nerdrotic or whatever, but this looks pretty bad. I mean, okay, if we go through, okay, so first of all, let's talk before we even scroll through some of the images. Let's talk about the soundtrack for this. What?
what is it with modern trailers just having shit, just music over it?
I
It
mean,
never entice someone. You know, it's like if they did, imagine if they did Lord of the Rings or something like that, or Game of Thrones trailer, and they put like Kanye West over it, and it's just what? Why? To entice the youngins, the
I know,
TikTokers, the influencers.
I know that, I know that James Horner's dead. Sadly, one of the best.
Oh, what I love! He's one of my favorite
Yeah,
composers.
I mean, we'll talk about Chris Pine in a minute, Corey. But yeah, I've got like 20 soundtracks of Horner's on vinyl, including Cocoon, which is one of his first. Actually, his very first soundtrack, which I also have on vinyl, is Battle Beyond the Stars, the science fiction remake of the Magnificent Seven. And Roger Corman gave him his first gig, and good on Roger Corman, who is still living and going strong. Strange that James Horner was like a wee young Ben when he met him, and he's now passed away, which is odd.
Such a good composer. One of my favourites of his scores was Apocalypto.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I really like that movie. That's the one where am I right in thinking that's the movie where they used the original language and it was all subtitled?
Yeah, Mel Gibson directed. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was good film.
I think he's just such a great director, Mel Gibson. I know he's just kind of like blacklisted from Hollywood, but you can't deny the guy knows how to fucking direct some good stuff.
All right, so let's look at this
So,
screen. So we've got Chris Pine here. We've got I'm Hobbit size but will travel. We've got Warrior Lady with big axe, and then
that's what's her name? Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and Furious.
oh, here on the left here.
I think so. The one who's the kind of the one doing all the wrestling stuff in there.
Well, she's got an axe, so she's not going to be this little Hobbit size one, is she? She's going to be this one. I like this guy here with the 70s porn haircut. Looks like he's either that or he presents like a children's television program from 1975. Okay, so I mean, there's a bit of set and there's a lot of blue screen at the back. And then we cut to this, which is very sort of
Unreal Engine.
it's a place of evil.
Yeah, cool.
At this point, we've got who was the soundtrack? Was it Guns N' Roses or something? I don't know who the fuck it was.
I've blocked the trailer from my memory. I don't know what the music was. I can't remember now, but I was like, oh my god.
This shot I thought was pretty awful because I mean it's a great production design. I kind of like the statues and I like the environment and everything. Can you look at the CGI on this? It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
And then we cut to that. Okay, this is kind of, I guess it's some kind of power being unleashed or a box of magic items or something along, or the belt of chastity. Who knows? So we get that. Okay, or some sort of jigsaw puzzle. Now this is your group of adventurers. So this is Chris Pine. This is an elf. I'm guessing this guy is some kind of knight, but he also looks like he's got suspiciously pointy ears. That's got to be Michelle Rodriguez. And then this is a halfling, I think. I don't remember halflings in D&D having horns out their heads. Do you remember them? Like these kind of weird... Is that the ears or is that horns? I don't know.
I think that's horns.
Did halflings have little like bumpy horns? Maybe they did. Maybe they did like Mr. Tumnus from Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I mean, guys, you have to bear with me because it's been a very long time since I played D&D. Okay, so they unleash this, they access this thing. They've got okay, now we're in King's Landing again. So, I mean, this really looks like King's Landing meets Gladiator. There's the Colosseum.
Again, it's just a kit bash, generic 3D models. They got someone and just smashed it together, add loads of fog, and it's just like voila, kingdoms.
Can I just say that if I lived in this city, my house would be near the river with a nice view. It might be that one there. I don't know. So Chris Pine looking meaningful as he does. I mean, I've got to admit,
looking like Chris Pine.
I rate Chris Pine as an actor. I think he's all right. As an actor. He was good as Kirk.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I didn't like the Star Trek reboots, but I thought he was good as Kirk.
I like the first one, the reboot one, the 2009. I thought that was quite good, but then the ones afterwards, I thought were quite enough.
I mean, Corey's making the point that the cast don't really blend in. I mean, this is a trailer that's basically a lot of images with a strong narration and a rock track. And we're not playing the sound, but you'll get the gist when you watch it. This looks like this is kind of like good guys attacking orcs. Shot on a real field. Okay, I mean, here's a non-real. This is quite funny because this dragon basically looks like it's taking a shit. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. It's not fire. It's like rocks or something.
No, it's like a black goo. It's like he's had an upset tummy. He's had a curry. It's like a dragon that's had a curry. He's got an upset tummy. And it's like, listen, there's some bad guys down there. Let's cut a deal. You've got an upset tummy. You've got bad tummy. Could you like
food poisoning?
Could you splooge your curry over these individuals?
Yeah.
And so sorry, just replying to replying to a message on Facebook. Right. So okay, let's look at a bit more of this. Oh look, it's my Facebook account. We didn't mean to put that up, did we? Oh, whoops. Okay. So okay, so we got this dragon swooping in and sort of destroying some. I mean, these guys look like orcs to me, and orcs are a big staple of D&D. Corey says he thinks it's acid, but it's done bad. I mean, I'm told that if a dragon has a curry, it can get quite an acidic stomach. So, you know, it could be both.
The thing is, it's just. I mean, this shot here, it's just everything's grey. Everything's grey. The smoke's grey. The grass is grey. The sky's grey. It just looks so desaturated. And even like the dragon looks grey, and then the puke looks grey.
There's not a lot of contrast, is there?
No, just
like
no.
I would prefer this to be like a rich green. I would prefer there to be some glint on the armor. Look, notice how no one's armor's. I mean,
I can't tell what it looks like. Someone's just smudged charcoal on the screen. I couldn't tell you what is what, who's fighting who. I can't even tell who's human and who's monster. That's just. It just feels.
But if you look here, Ollie, you can see that your head is on the end of this pole. Look. There you go. See, I can see that's you. So that's someone you upset on social media, right? Okay, let's look a bit more. So what we got? So oh, there's fire now. Now hang on, this is like there's no fire here. So how is there fire here? How did that start? What's the combustible element there? He's throwing up a curry. How's that caught fire here? I don't get that. This is like black, sort of like tar kind of stuff.
Maybe it could be one of those. Yeah, it could be a.
So maybe this is their like alcohol store for the army. You know, it's like it's like behind the lines. It's like the vodka store or something, and it's caught fire. This whole scene is straight out of Game of Thrones. You remember the scene where the dragon burns all?
Oh yeah, that was freaking epic.
It was really well done. Do you know that was the Guinness World Record for the number of people set on fire in a single shot?
Yeah, I mean that was such a great episode. I mean that shot, there's like a wide shot where the dragon comes in from the side and it looks like a freaking Boeing 707.
Corey Cochran, who's definitely our wingman here. Look at that wingman. See what I did there, Corey? Great dragon joke. It's that kind of time. So he's pointed out, and I was reminded me that the different types of dragons in D&D have different types of weapons. So you had like a blue, a red, a green, Or maybe it had a blue, a red, a green, and a white. Like the white dragon, I remember spewed like frost, like kind of frost sort of stuff that would freeze you. The
Oh,
red
that would have
dragon,
been cool if that was here.
the red dragon breathed fire. I remember that. And then the green dragon, I think, was like kind of all eco-friendly, and it kind of like shit plants at its bottom and like fertilized like allotments. That was its main. That was its main ability, like kind of like shit orchids or something. I don't know, it was like I can't remember ever fighting a green dragon. I definitely remember fighting a white dragon in Dragonlance 6 DL6 or something, where we had to go up north to the icy wastes, and we actually had to go on these kind of ships with these skis on the bottom. I remember fighting numerous red dragons, and there was, of course, there was a red dragon in the Hobbit, but green. I can't remember what a green one did. Blue, I think, was also like a frosty type one. There was probably a gold dragon at some point. David Macy is asking, what's the budget for this? Good question. More than Ollie and I have ever worked with. Ollie's going to look up the budget.
God, can you imagine?
Is this a series? It's a series, right?
No, this is a film.
Oh, it's a movie? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, in this battle, it looks like kind of one side is charging the other. I don't know. These banner things are very D&D. Remember a lot of people wargaming with orc armies and having those. Corey's saying, I think black dragons have acid breath. I didn't actually mention black, and that, of course, is the color of this one. Probably I should have mentioned the color of the dragon that's actually in the clip. That would have been useful. And then we've just had a catapult that's fired here from like behind the army. So was that the dragon? Maybe the dragon ignited the fiery catapult supply or something. It looks like a catapult structure here on the left here. So, okay, what else we got? Okay, boom, boom. Oh, E1. Okay. They're a Hasbro company. Are you detecting lots of merchandising opportunities here, Hasbro?
Oh, God.
Paramount. Some pretty big names there. Okay. Right. So this looks like Ireland, off the coast of Ireland. Is this a real location? I wonder. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. I think this is slightly CGI'd. Looks a bit suspect to me. I know my Irish film locations pretty well. Oh, did you see the wrecked ship? Let's just go back there. Quite good at Easter egg spotting. Look at the wrecked ship here. See that? In front of the middle. So basically what the plot is, that's me and Ollie on a night out. We took that out there. We didn't make it. We got past this rock, and then when we got to this one, we got in trouble. That's what happened there. Chris Pine. This is the
day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
That's right, absolutely. So this is Chris Pine with random elf guy.
Marlon Wayne from Wish.
That better not be the same character. I remember that part of the original 2000 D&D movie. Part of it was based on Death Trap Dungeon, which is a fighting fantasy novel, which was also a D&D module. And I think Gary Gygax wrote them, and it was basically like you had to go in this dungeon. It was made of traps. People kind of watched you. It was kind of like a competition thing. It was a bit like this movie called Space Hunter Adventures into the Forbidden Zone, where this overlord exists and people try and get through this maze to win the prize. And there's lots of nasty shit in it. And if you get through, you win some money. Okay. Here is the Horn of Hollingdale. You got a prop like that?
No.
Only on Thursday evenings.
Only the ladies know the Horn of Hollingdale.
Well, this lady clearly knows the Horn of Hollingdale. So and Chris, clearly he's reacting. Look, he's on fire there. He heard the Horn of Hollingdale, the fire lit up for him.
Right.
We've got some lightning going on, an upside down shot. What's going on with that? Okay, oh, it's one of these, right, where you pan over, kind of cool, I guess. Blood flowing out of something. This looks like some kind of necromancer. And then we've got a big battle of an army here. I mean, if this is a movie, it's the same sort of dude
with the shaved head from the first film.
He hasn't got blue lips. By the way, I think that was a mistake.
That we can see.
That just felt like a bad advert for toothpaste that had gone badly wrong. Okay, so here we've got. I mean, they're showing us like everything in this film, man. So here we've got. That's the same lady that was currently firing blood out of her ass. This looks like some kind of cool character actor that we probably should know his name, but we can't quite tell who he is yet. So she's stopping arrows from hitting herself. Can you see if you look at her fingers? Look, she's actually giving them the bird. She's kind of doing this. She's going.
The power of
Fuck
pigeon will save us.
That's right. Power of pigeon. Look that up. That's a D&D spell. Okay, who's this? Who's this cool? That's got to be the lady from Avatar, right? It's like she's thrown
That's
something.
Michelle Rodriguez, yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez, yeah.
I feel like we've seen like half the movie already, and we're only halfway.
The problem is, there's just so much random shit happening. I mean, that's cool. I quite like that. That's quite sweet.
I like this as a shot. Note the spider. Note the spider crawling up the tree here.
Yeah.
And
I like that. That's quite a nice visual.
Yeah, it is.
I'm more impressed by that than all the other CGI crazy fuckery that we just had. That looks cool. That is like, ooh, that's quite ominous.
It's basically like if you come into the woods and a spider's got the time of the month, you're up for a bad time.
Jesus.
So this is like the spider no-go zone. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I like that.
Skulls. Don't know who this guy is. We're not really sure who he is. I guess he's one of the adventuring party. Lots of skulls. Is that a snake on the left? What is that? No, it's like a ram's head or something. Can't quite tell.
Don't know. It's like another skull. Maybe it's
a skull of a creature.
Like got horns. Looks like it's got horns, so it could be like another creature that's been killed.
Maybe that's an Easter egg crossover, and it's the skull of Yoda. Probably not. Okay, so now I like to say we're back on a real set, but that could be, we don't know, do we? Could be CGI. Okay, that's Rodriguez right there. I like Rodriguez. She's obviously not as short as Pine. I don't think Pine's that tall. So do you think that's a real set, those houses there?
Looks like it to me. I mean, that looks like it.
I think these two, definitely.
The two real, maybe the one in the back.
Yeah, not sure about the one in the back.
Yeah, the two left, yeah, the two behind them, yeah, there. And the people are real, but I think just probably at the very end they just put like a blue border or green border.
With the two windows here and this raised it's gone a bit Dr. Seuss there. By the way, I love Dr. Seuss. working on a script about him at the moment.
Looks like that house is drunk.
Now this shot's interesting. One of the reasons I want to mention this shot is look at the nod to Star Trek in the back of this. Remember those rocks in just outside of Los Angeles? I think they might be over the state in Nevada or wherever.
This looks like it's like a shot from I think was it Iceland or something.
Quite.
It looks like the same location where Christopher Nolan shot Interstellar, where they're on that ice planet.
I think they've done a plate shot, then they've CGI'd all of this at the back.
So what they've done is they've probably done a drone shot, got it from like film supply or whatever, and then CGI those rocks in the background, and then CGI doubles walking on the thing, which it just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. And you kind of think back to like Lord of the Rings, where there's a shot where it's like top of a mountain,
you know what?
And then it's just there.
I think this shot would have been perfectly fine if it was just that. Without the Star Trek mountains in the background. I think if it had just been that with like a blue sky, that would have been. But look, we don't know the context, so I guess we shouldn't be too critical of it. But it's a little bit whatever. Okay, that looks like Ireland again. And I'm guessing that was once a giant statue which has collapsed, and this is the remains of him.
Which is cool. I like that.
I like that. That's
kind of cool. Stuff like that. And I'm planning to do hopefully something like that for Gallimere as well. There's a scene.
Yeah, you could put it in the foreground of that really cool castle shot that you're going to put in. So this is Rodriguez again. Rodriguez with a big axe. She's clearly got a big axe and is winning as Rodriguez beating the shit out of someone and also beating the shit out of another person and another person. body slamming. So you're going into like WWF territory.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course. Yeah.
this is that same location we saw earlier with the statues here, right?
Could this guy be our main villain?
I don't know. I mean, I guess he could if Pine is the hero. What do you think?
I think this guy could be the villain.
Do you want to look him up on IMDb and see what his character name is? If his character name is something like Zorgax the Destroyer, then we probably know he's the bad guy, or Prince Thrud, or Prince Thrall, or Prince Drakor. He looks like a prince. I think my guess is he's going to be a prince of so and so. So, and I haven't looked at the IMDb.
They don't have their names on IMDb of who the characters are playing. Interesting.
So they don't have the names of the characters?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Who's the name of the actor? What's the name of this actor? Oh, yeah. Now, this shot, right, is straight out of Albert Poon's 1985 indie hit, Sword and the Sorcerer, right? Now, you watch this, and you're going to see this blade, because we watched it earlier. It's going to shoot off this sword. See that? That is straight out of Sword and the Sorcerer. They took that, where you've got like a sword with these blades on it that fires out, and then you got another blade underneath. And that was in Sword and the Sorcerer. That's a great little indie fantasy movie, which, by the way, I think you would really like it if you haven't seen it. And it was shot for, I think, £2.5 million, filmed in 1984. I think it was released in 85, UK on video 86. Directed by Albert Poon, who went on to direct Cyborg and quite a lot of other sort of B movies. But he was working for Canon for quite a long time, Canon Cinemas, Canon Film Distribution, the Golan Globus brothers. Okay, that guy looks like some kind of okay. That's good. That's like a guy entering a nightclub going, "Hey everyone, look at me."
Got one of those glow wristbands, but stretched four of them together and put them around his head.
I've got a magic headband and no one's going to stop me.
He does it, but I don't really fly that far back.
I mean, he's a villain, I'm guessing. We can't see how many dislikes this has got now, can we? Because they've kind of.
Oh, like... I can see that. I can see how many dislikes.
How can you see it and I can't? How's that?
Oh, it's magic. Hang on. So it's done. It's got a YouTube.
Are you gonna use
a Chrome extension? Is a Chrome extension? Dungeons and Dragons trailer. E1.
Are you going to use a wizard's spell too?
Yeah, E1 Media. Oh no, it's hasn't got many likes. It's got 5.7k likes and 457 dislikes. I don't think many people have really sort of looked at it, to be honest. I think it's because it's come out quite late, because obviously the San Diego Comic-Con, that's where it sort of kind of screens. I think a lot of people are going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I really wouldn't. Okay. Well, I've got that thing where Facebook is telling me I've posted something somewhere, but I can't like leave the page because it's telling me. Oh, I'm just gonna leave. I don't know what I've done. Right. Okay, so well, let's continue. By the way, so Corey, have you seen Sword and the Sorcerer by Albert Poon? If you haven't, man, check it out. Low budget fantasy movie with a whole heap of heart, great fun. It's just good fun, you know. It's a good old school like Conan, low budget Conan movie. See what else happens here. So we got so kind of like a ripple thing going through the. See that the way that's kind of going through the kingdom there. Like this guy's had. I mean, it could again maybe that wizard and the dragon had the same Indian. The dragon's got like a kind of throwing up situation, and the wizard's got like a kind of mental sort of fart situation, and between them they're going to destroy the city. I don't know. It might be a good plot. Bro Grimm, who's come over, is there a good D&D movie? I know they've made a couple in the past, but never heard how they were.
The short answer and only answer, no.
Yeah, there was one made in the 2000s, which it had some nice bits, but it's just not a good
It
film.
came out a year before Lord of the Rings, and
Yeah.
I just think it goes to show, okay, all that money, because they're both New Line Cinema, I think all the money went to Lord of the Rings, and they went, sorry, Dungeons and Dragons, you're the short straw of the bunch. Good luck.
And then David Macy is saying Rodriguez gained 10 pounds of muscle. I thought she was pretty muscly already, to be fair.
Yeah.
To play the barbarian, Holder, get to the chopper. I wonder if that's a line in the probably not. Okay, so this is our kind of half-foot halfling. It's halflings in D&D, right? Halflings.
Yeah.
This looks like a halfling,
half
but
elf.
it's just like a halfling that's like half bred with a goat, or what's the? I remember halflings having the ears. I don't remember them having these Mr. Tumnus horns, but I could be wrong about that because it's a long time since I played D&D. Corey Cochran,
I think she looks the most fancy out of all of them, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, she's got freckles. Okay, here is that Rodriguez tied up there, and then these are obviously knights of the bad people. And as you can see, they've got really practical visors which limit their vision. See this like footman? He's got a vision of about 120 degrees. So if you just kind of sneak up sort of behind him or on the flanks, you can have him pretty easily.
Or just crouch on the floor as a hobbit walks up to him, kicks him in the crotch. To kind of see.
Now this kind of like mutant womble, this for me is where the trailer kind of really fell down. Because the CGI in this is really not good. I mean, on framing, pausing it looks all right, but when you watch it live and it's running, it looks very inserted. That's kind of a funny shot because it almost looks like that guy's like run into the backside of the creature.
It looks like Harry Potter's owl Hedwig on steroids.
Yeah. So there's some guy getting. It looks like this has come to the rescue and is attacking the bad guys. Now, Ollie, do you recognise this forest?
It looks like it was the same place that they shot Transformers or something. It just looks.
And what other famous film directed by Ridley Scott?
It looks like probably Robin Hood as well.
This is the same forest. I can tell you where this is. It's south of Gatwick Airport in the southeast England. It's the same forest where they shot the Currahee scenes for Band of Brothers. They shot the big opening battle scene of Gladiator. They shot some of the stuff from Centurion, and this whole clearing with these trees, it's really distinctive. You can spot it a mile off in any movie.
I think they used it in Thor: The Dark World as well. Thor 2.
I think you're right. I think they did. And it's regularly used by film units. That scene, and this is like cut to a comical
getting killed by a roided out owl.
Cut to comical quip. I mean, so what's this guy done? Have you got him on IMDb? Has he done a lot? I don't know.
I don't know. It's quite hard to see him.
Come on, dude. You're my co-host. You've got to back me up on all the technical stuff.
So this guy looks like he's called Reggie Jean Page, and he's been in Bridgerton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I remember him in that. Is that it?
Covers off For the People, Spark, Roots, Waterloo Road.
Oh yeah, so he's a British actor, Waterloo Road. Then that's and see the guy dropping in the background. Bro Grimm is saying, did they use it in the 13th Warrior? I'm going to say no on that actually. Bro Grimm, I don't think they did use that location in the 13th Warrior. I think most of that was shot outside of the UK, and it went into massive production overruns. And that movie, by the way, was John McTiernan's downfall, who directed Die Hard. It's a good movie, but it could have been a great movie. It was not as good. This is quite funny. This is Albert Mount's horse. If you look at the shot, Corey's got to set the trash out. before he forgets. We'll see in a sec if you're coming back. And then she turns into a woman. Okay, so it's like an owlbear woman. So that would be a changeling in D&D, or like a chameleon, changeling chameleon. So here's your dragon. This looks like the dragon from How to Ride Your Baby Dragon, or whatever that movie was called. And then we're doing another rotation. This is a weird shot. So this is like someone's going into the ground and then into a chamber.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, and dungeons. Okay, this is, is this the inside of the ship in Close Encounters of the Third Kind? What the fuck's happening here? That's kind of fun though.
Well, that just looks like actually like some sort of sci-fi more than fantasy, doesn't it?
I would agree. Those don't look like fires. That looks like electricity. But I mean, I guess it's supposed to be fires. Okay, random bad guy with a big sword. That looks like a +10 sword in D&D terms to me. Oh, it's a green fiery sword. So maybe when you get struck by that sword, you get the curry of death, and that's what caused.
Or you get the blue lips.
It could send you back to the 2000. Now you see, because this guy is now fighting baldy bad guy, I think he might be one of the good guys.
Interesting, yeah.
This is a lot of stuff.
There could be he betrays them. There's obviously going to be like a betrayal from the group, isn't it?
I mean, this is a lot of stuff to happen in a single action sequence.
Yeah.
In a single movie, this is a lot of different action sequences that we've seen. So I don't
how long do you reckon the movie's going to be? I reckon it's going to be like an hour and 40 minutes. I don't think it's going to be
105, 110 tops. I don't think it'll go over 2 hours.
Yeah, it's just going to they're just cramming so much into it, and it's just going to be one of those things that, oh my god, look at all the Easter eggs and the little nods and everything. In the back.
Who needs heroes? I would say anyone who's had a fire in their house in the last 72 hours with the UK heatwave definitely needs the fire brigade. So the answer to that is the fire brigade. That's a no-brainer question right now. That was a woman firing a lightning bolt again, and now we've got like fire coming out of the Gladiator Colosseum with some sort of miniature owl creature going. I don't know what's going on there. That's that full screen too. Oh, is that a guy? That's maybe like a guy.
I think that's that guy with the vines again.
Can't really tell. And then it's like, okay, that's a like power 10 shield block or something in D&D.
I mean, that looks cool. I like that. That's quite cool.
When you have thieves. Okay, so let's just put that back. That looks like they're all in the arena, right?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me get that shot. So he looks like Carl Urban there, snarling his nose. Right. Not there. Okay. Lightning lady, big explosion. When you have thieves, arena. There we go. Okay. So there's our four. So this is our party of adventurers. I'm guessing this guy's a thief. She's a warrior. He's a magician of some kind, like maybe a mage or a. What were the classes you had in D&D? You had knight, thief, magician. Was it magician or mage? There were two types. Oh, cleric. You remember clerics? Yeah, the clerics who did all the healing shit, and then you had mage who did all like the fireballs and stuff. So, I mean, he's either a mage or a thief. He's kind of. I don't think he's a knight because he hasn't got any armor. So, and then she's I guess a halfling or a thief. But then there's this whole thing of thieves. So maybe collectively, you got 3 thieves and a barbarian here. I don't know. Now this looks like some kind of maze that they have to, just like a Rubik's Cube maze. The way it, and look, if you look there,
now it's turned into Maze Runner.
Yeah, well, so look here. See here. There's a green like medical pack in case someone needs like a drink of water or something. You get that. That's it. That's a standard thing in all your Maze Runner maze devices. That's Hugh. Is that Hugh Grant? That looks like Hugh Grant to me.
Yeah, it is. Holy shit! I didn't even realize that when I first watched it.
So Hugh Grant is going to be the kind of "Are you ready?" kind of guy.
He's basically going to be like what's the name of Jeff Goldblum, like in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Be,
do you know what? That's exactly what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember, but yeah, he's going to be.
It's just going to be that sort of quirky, ridiculous thing, and this, yeah.
And on the production side, for people watching, how this works is somebody sends the script to Hugh. Hugh goes, "Oh God, it's a D&D fantasy film," and then somebody else has a conversation and says, "Yes, but you're in for 3 days. We're going to get you all in for 3 days, and you're going to make, you know, kind of 750K large or minimum. His fee's probably a lot bigger than that." And he's going to say, "Okay, in and out in 3 days, I'm there." And you know, first class accommodation flights, and he'll be. And listen, I think he's an underrated actor. To be fair, I think he's people don't give. Now we're in Thing territory. Now there's a monster in D&D called a mimic, if I remember rightly, and it often pretends to be treasure chests and things like that. It's basically like the Thing. It pretends to be these other creatures, and then it attacks you. So here we've got a bit of John Carpenter going on. And
if anything, it reminded me in Harry Potter when Harry has that kind of spider book and it opens, it's like, it sort of attacks him. It looks a bit like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's a mimic. And I mean, damn, if it works the same way as the Thing, this guy is proper infected, because look, it like lands on top of him here. Well, maybe he just ducks out of the way. I'm not sure. Random young girl who they're going to save her village. This looks like some kind of spell that's cast in the middle of the Colosseum for them to escape. Oh, yes, because look at that. You can see there's a monster jumping behind them, about to attack them. See that?
Yeah, so they jump in the Jello cube.
Whoa, look at that. It's a panther with... Oh, that's a well-known D&D creature. So a cross between a panther, and it's got these like long, kind of triffid-like tendrils that come out of it. One of our people in chat might know what it is, but I remember that in the monsters. What was it called? The Monsters Handbook. Do you remember that? The Monsters Handbook in D&D. So here's another battle going on in a different location, probably like battle number 7 in the trailer, with spells and some kind of. Let's try and get a freeze at that. Let's have a look at.
I think there's just going to be so much random shit happening in this film.
Yeah, and I guess. So this person just teleported up to here. This is again probably like some kind of band.
Hedwig jumps in.
I mean, this trailer has a lot happening.
Yeah.
There's very little concepts of story other than it's D&D, guys on an adventure. There's a dragon again. Someone's falling down. This one's going to kind of try and stab the dragon through the head before the person falls into the dragon's mouth. Okay, kind of, yeah, on Among Thieves, okay. And then this is a jokey kind of byline. Hey, do you know that funny thing? Yeah, I do know that funny thing. But do you know this funny thing? But do you know this funny thing?
I think she's the only character who I think looks good. Minus, obviously, the owl turning Hedwig Harry Potter voided thing. She looks probably, I think, out of all of them, fits that sort of fantasy aesthetic. But the rest of them, I just think, God.
Let's look at the food on the plate here. So you've got... That looks like some nachos. This one's empty, so she got the good deal. She's scoffed that tapas pretty quickly there. This has got some sort of spoon type thing, and then there's, I don't know what that is. That looks like
some like fancy fondue.
These looks like some kind of shrimp situation. I mean, I give Rodriguez has got a pretty cool costume. I'm liking this whole gauntlet thing. I'm liking the, you know, the kind of burnt tattoos here. That's kind of cool. Quite like that.
It's got that kind of tribal sort of scarring on her arm.
Is it me, or does Chris Pine have the exact same haircut in every film? I feel like he does.
Everyone takes the piss out of it because he looks like he's got the haircut from Team America.
Yeah.
Puppet.
Is he saying, I do not have that? And then here he is with a ladle, sort of like a, yeah, okay, exclusively in cinemas. Well.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got a few people watching. I'm curious to know what they think, whether they're going to race off.
God, just...
Well, what is you were going to go away and look at the budget for that? What was the budget for this?
I couldn't find it. Honestly, I was looking. I couldn't find anywhere. There's like one called thenumbers.com or something.
Is there not like a Wikipedia page for it? Sometimes
I
it's
looked
on
on
that.
there, couldn't see anything.
I mean, it's got to be 50 million and above. It's probably near 100 million because Chris Pine doesn't do a movie for less than what, 5 mil, maybe 5-10 mil. So you've got a couple of other names in there. They're not big names, but your casting alone for this is probably going to be around the 15 to 20 mil. Your visual effects budget for this is going to be 30, I would think. So that's 50 off the bat before you've even got to paying your ADs, your casting directors, your producers. Your producers are going to do their usual thing, line their pockets full of money. So that's going to be another 10, 20 mil. Pine got 11 million. Thank you, David Macy. Pine got 11 million. So he's guessing 150 mil. I think he's probably right. Probably is around that. It's definitely going to be 100 million for sure.
150 million.
And it's a big IP. It's a big IP. So the rights for a Dungeons and Dragons movie, that's got to be. I mean, it's an international brand. That's got to be a lot of money. So yeah, they
you
forked out.
do with 150 million making a movie. We would make like so many series and movies.
I know, man.
We have money left over, and it'll be so much better.
I mean, I don't want to be too negative about it because I don't know the story.
Well, the problem is, it's just you see these trailers. I mean, in the last 7 years, all these fantasy stuff. I watch trailers and I just think it looks so shit, and you can tell it's going to be shit.
Yeah, I mean, my gut reaction is, and this is an episode of gut reactions. My gut reaction is not good. There's too much going on because the world can be massive, but the adventure can be small within the world, if that makes sense.
It's just going to be non-stop, very minimal story. It's just going to have so much random shit happening. You're just going to look at it and go, I have no idea what spell is being done, what animal is transferring into what the bad guy is doing. It just looks chaos.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, less is more with this kind of thing. So it's two directors. It's John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. John Francis Daley was born in 1985, just to rile you up there, Ollie.
Yeah. So trying to. I'm on IMDb now.
His father is actor R.F. Daley, who I kind of vaguely know this guy from a couple of things, but not really. Okay, so his dad's like a jobbing actor. Good for him. And then
so they both directed The Vacation. With Ed Helms.
The the remake Vacation movie.
Yeah. God.
It wasn't awful. It was all right.
It had some funny bits in it. I'm not gonna lie. Chris Hemsworth was funny in it with his like massive.
Well, he's a good actor, so he can make a so-so script turn into something okay. Yeah. So this is John Francis Daley. I don't know what this shot is of him here with this TIE fighter business. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's take that off before we get flagged for copyright. He played a character in Bones. He played a character called Lance. I mean, that's obviously a great character choice name. Boston Public, Gina Davis show. Didn't know Gina Davis had her own show. But I guess that sort of stuff doesn't travel well to the UK. So Jonathan Goldstein, that name rings a bell. So director, writer known for Spider-Man Homecoming, which is a big movie, obviously. Okay, so Vacation. Okay. And then he's got 30 writing credits.
Vacation Guide to the Solar System. I mean, that's not another.
Is that a vacation movie?
I don't know. That's what it looks like. It said Vacation Guide to the thingamajiggy. Yeah, Guide to the Solar System.
Maybe they go in like a rocket ship or something. I wonder if Chevy Chase will make do a cameo in that. Okay, well, Listen, I like Rodriguez as an actress. I think she's good. I like Chris Pine. I actually, believe it or not, I quite like Hugh Grant. I don't know the rest of the cast. That trailer tells us nothing about the story other than it's set in the D&D world.
Because there's not going to be any story. It's going to be the story is going to be bare bones.
Well, you know what?
One of them's going to probably betray them or something along the way, and then
let's do a catch up on this when it's come out. I don't know what the release date is, but
2023.
Well, next year then. So I guess we're going to have to wait till next year to find out.
Well, we have lots of stuff to keep us occupied because we have House of the Dragon, we have the series of Willow, we have Lord of the Rings.
And we've got two Lord of the Rings shows. The animated one, which looks good.
Now that I'm really excited for because Peter Jackson's like endorsing, and the writer Philippa Boyens, who helped write the Lord of the Rings, is producer on that. And they've even got Miranda Otto back doing the voice narration.
I saw that, and Philippa Boyens.
I'm more excited about that than the Rings of Power.
I am too. Philippa Boyens is actually Jackson's other half, if I remember rightly.
Fran Welsh is.
Is it? Okay.
Because it's Fran Welsh and Philippa Boyens. Fran Welsh, she never likes to be on camera. She always has that kind of anonymity.
Right. Okay, easy mistake to make. My apologies, Peter. But
yeah, they work so well. They work so well together. They're practically, two peas in the same pod type thing.
Yeah, no, that was a good trio. Yeah, I mean, I think I am actually quite excited for House of Dragon. I saw the latest trailer.
It looks better than
the latest trailer told me a story, and it told me a story that I'm interested in watching. So that's.
But then I get reminded of how we got screwed by Series 8 of Game of Thrones, because I just think, I get reminded of where it all ends up. Pointless. Storylines get cast to the side. Nothing happens in the final. I
mean, the good thing about it is it's not beholden to a book. It's source material, and that's it. So. And also, hopefully, the showrunners, whoever they are, and I haven't checked, are not gonna.
It's not going to be.
No, it's not. No, it's not going to be those guys. But I mean,
they're blacklisted. No one's touching them again.
I hope that they're not going to kind of do 4 great seasons and then go, "Oh, we're so successful now. We're going to go and fuck off and make the Baby Yoda show." So hopefully that won't happen, and they'll see it through. Whoever's doing it. But I think the trailer for season 1 of that, the new trailer, I think looks good. I'm engrossed. I like the cast. I like the storyline. What I've seen of the storyline.
It looks great visuals. Dragon looks amazing.
Everything about it looks good for me.
I'm
sort of trying to contain my excitement. I don't want to. It might be awful, but I'm cautiously optimistic about that one. I think it's going to be interesting. All right. Okay. Well, look, it's quite late. So we're going to jump off now, but this was an impromptu stream. I just want to thank Ollie for coming on again and doing
thanks for having me.
doing a gut reaction. We're going to do more of these in September. We're taking a little bit of the break with the Outcast channel in August because a lot of us are going on sort of hollybobs and that kind of thing. So we all need a bit of time to decompress.
Come sort of September time, there's going to be House of Dragon and Rings of Power to discuss. So
there's going to be lots to talk about in September.
Oh God, yeah.
Lots to talk about. Plus, the Outcasts are on stage. We're going to be doing the biggest miscarriage of justice in British history, the post office scandal. So, I mean, do come and check that out. Look at this as well. I had this banner all set for the show, and I forgot to put it up. So there we are. I forgot to put it up until because we had our full start. We were streaming on YouTube and we're streaming on Facebook, but not YouTube earlier, which was just a wrong error on my part. Anyway, Ollie, you got anything you want to plug before we wrap it up?
No, not really. I just started looking at the comments. We've got David Macy. All I'll say, it makes me feel good about the 10, 20k feature films we make. Do some smaller movies from independent makers too.
Yeah, and I'm going to give a shout out to Ripper as well, an African American comic book artist who got a bit annoyed with the kind of woke storylines that were being pushed on DC and Marvel. He just
Oh, is
decided,
this that Ripperverse thing I've been hearing?
yeah. He decided to do his own comic and
Yeah.
and crowdfund it. He got $1 million within 72 hours. I think it might have even been 48. And he got 2 million within 4 days. And tonight they plugged him on the Critical Drinkers channel, and he's now just, Corey's just said it, he's just hit 3 million now.
Oh my God.
So they've gone way over what they thought they were going to get, and I think that's great. He's an indie creative. He's doing his own thing, and he's outside the studio system. I couldn't be happier for him. We need to see more people. We need to see more people creating that kind of content and free of just. You don't want to. No one wants to create a show with 20 executives telling you what to put in it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that a lot of the consensus of people, they eat it up. They eat it up. That's the thing, and it's just, you try and do something original yourself, and then just you hardly get any you hardly get anyone, fishing, for the hook to kind of. Yeah, it's just. God, just even just like a couple grand from somewhere, just to kind of, it's I find it frustrating. It's tough. It's tough, but you got to keep pushing, keep believing, keep trying, keep creating, and then it just takes that sort of one person.
I mean, it can happen to anybody. It's one of those things you can't always plan it. Just going to give him a shout out. Congrats to the Ripperverse, and be really good.
That's the other thing. Why does everything have to be like a universe these days? I've noticed everything has to have like a.
Yeah, well, I guess it's creating your own world building. That's a very popular phrase right now, world building. But he is doing that. He's building his own world, his own characters. And listen, man, good luck to him. I've ordered a copy, so I'm looking forward to reading it. And I'm not the biggest comic book guy in the world, but I just wanted to support him. So there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, thanks you guys for tuning in. It's amazing actually. Now, anytime I go live, even if I don't announce it, we're actually getting people that tune in every time. So that's really nice. So those of you that have tuned in, share the stream, do all the usual things. I know you're probably all subscribers already, so thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. We're a young, tiny channel, but we're growing. We're going to be doing loads more stuff in September onwards. There'll be a bit of a break in October. There's a couple of little videos we're going to drop. You're going to see those drop at the end of this month, but there'll be a little bit of a gap, and then we will be back again. So the channel ain't going to stagnate. Don't worry. But for all those people watching, thank you very much for tuning in to the impromptu video. Those people that are big fans of Dungeons and Dragons, and Corey's saying YouTube never tells me you're on. I just lunk into it. Well, yeah, that's all to do with algorithms, mate. There's not a lot we can do about that. But thank you so much for tuning in anyway, and just keep an eye on it. Most of our streams are Wednesdays and Sundays. Random ones are a bit unusual, but I can
that's when we kind of get like a random trailer, because sometimes they curveball you with like a trailer. And go, oh, yeah, we've got to check it out. I do like the Rings of Power, and then now Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, because that's just because of like San Diego Comic-Con. They've dropped it.
But if I'm going to do a random last-minute trailer and it's something to do with fantasy, you can always bet that I'm going to be on with the King of Beards himself, Oliver Hollingdale. So, and we'll be talking about his fantasy film when it's ready to drop. So, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to tell the people you care about you love them, and we'll see you all again real soon.
Okay.